this morning. Showing you guys a little bit here in Southern California of our weather here. Give everybody a chance to kind of get in today. It's a beautiful morning here. A chance to spend a little time together, talk about some things going on here in the world, getting a Hebrew perspective of the things that are going on right now. An opportunity here to kind of check things out right quick. It's beautiful out here today. Shalom, family, shalom. It's a lot going on. So, I think it's a beautiful opportunity for us to kind of come together. Shalom 12. So for us to come together and kind of, speak on a few things, share some information. Oh my goodness, NBA postpones 3 games. Looking at how the Most High is moving right now. Games getting postponed. A lot of the things that the other nations have been, getting their escape from reality. And a lot of these things are starting to be affected. The things that are going on right now. So, it's just a beautiful thing. But, all this is in conjunction with, the Most High's people growing. I said it's all in conjunction with us growing in knowledge and understanding. The more that we grow, the worse things seem to get. And if you guys can see how this is going, it goes hand in hand. It is absolutely beautiful today. Absolutely beautiful out here. So you give you guys a little bit more of a different background other than just, the back of my car, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're over here in Norco again. Figured out give you guys a little bird's eye view of the area over here in the Inland Empire. Peace and blessings to you as well, family. Chance to kind of see other stuff going on here. Okay, with superpowers, right? That's what we're all looking for, right? We're all looking to find our way back to our power. Claiming that. I don't know if I want to claim this. I want to go a little bit closer to the ocean. You know what I'm saying? I'm 12. I don't mind the heat, but if I could get it at 70, 80 degrees in the summer, that'd be kind of nice too, right? But it's big enough for all of us, though. We can share. We can share, family. Blessings to you as well. So just giving everybody a chance to kind of get in here real quick. I know people got things going on, but I figured, give people a chance to kind of come in and spend a little time together. Been reading a lot, studying a lot. We'll talk about some of the things they've been studying, and we're gonna bring on. We'll read a little bit today. I got a couple of books here. We can read a little bit and talk about a couple things. There's a couple topics I wanted to kind of discuss. Yeah, everything. I saw that this morning from Lisa Cabrera's. Harvard University is closing their doors as well. Colleges are starting to get, schools are anticipating having to close down and things like that and go back to virtual as well. Just taking up the, I'm sure, as you're starting to see like all these books that they've gotten and they've been writing, they're in Michigan. I can imagine how cold it is over there. They got a lot of our history, they got a lot of our information, and they just took it for themselves. And they never really tell people where they get this information from. And that's the key. They talk about plagiarism. When you're in college and you're having to cite your sources and stuff like that. We had to all do that when we all went to school and stuff like that, right? Citing sources, and you can't just copy things from other people because that's plagiarism and this, and that. And come to find out, that's exactly what they've been doing this whole time. It's exactly what they've been doing the whole time. Plagiarizing, the Most High's chosen people's information, keeping it for themselves, and then making it seem as if they're the ones that came up with it. They were the originators of all this information. And I said, and that's what's really going on right now. Really getting a good understanding of that, of how they've been doing this, how they've been able to do all this, and it's just amazing. Exactly. You do books on magic. You talk about 300's cheap. You know, you talk about books, you know, 1,500, 2,000, $3,000, you know, and it's like if it's evil information, you know, hey, supposedly the world is given to the hands of the wicked, right? So they're going to want to disseminate as much information on wickedness as possible. So they're going to make that stuff free. They're going to give you that. They're going to give you that information for free. Shoot, you can have all that. Make copies of it. Don't even worry about it. Share that with anybody. I said, but this other information you start getting into, I said, this stuff is no joke. You know, I said, this stuff is hell of expensive. You know, if you can find it, if you can even find it. You know what, Miss Ebby, I saw my daughter went to go see the movie, and she was telling me about all the things that were in there. She's like she was amazed at all the stuff that was in that new Spider-Man movie. You know, and I shared brother Harwood's video last night because he was talking about how The Witcher, the second season of The Witcher, is pretty much confirming a lot of the information that the Most High made me bring out in the last 4 videos. So I wanted to share that with you. I had watched up to the 6th episode of season 1 of The Witcher, and so I'm idlewild, huh? and you know, I said, so I went back to the first part, and within the second episode, they're already talking about how the people came and stole the land from the elves, and you know, they pretty much just took over the land and stole all the land and stole all the information for themselves. So I mean, that was just the second episode of season 1 when they were talking about that. So you can already see our story from jump going on. Yeah, I watched about 4 episodes yesterday, you know, so I'm just checking that out again because, like I said, it's just the Most High makes them put this truth out there. They don't get to just, you know, they can tell lies, but they got to put some truth in there. Most High makes them put truth in there too. And so you're starting to, but when you have eyes to see, you're going to see it. And see, if you're just pretty much ignoring all the magic and the powers and everything else, and you think that's a joke, that's a punchline at the end of your joke about wands and magic and you know, staffs and all that. That just shows that you know that you're stuck. I said that just shows that you're stuck. I said, and you know, we didn't make you stuck. I said the Most High is the one that said, hey, you know, you come this far, no further. I said, because there's in the Bible, what do you think that Moses is doing? You know, and those are the books that they gave. You know, Moses wrote way more than 5 books. You know, he wrote way more than, you know, Solomon wrote way more than a couple books they have in the Bible. You know, David wrote more. I mean, come on now. I said, so if you want to believe, you know, the limited amount of information that your masters have approved for you, then hey, you know, you do that. You do that. You know, I said, but the Most High's taken us to another level. If you want to stay at, you know, junior high, you know, 6th grade, hey, that's cool. Stay there. But there's many of us that want more, and the Most High is taking us because we're asking for more. He'll give you more. If you don't ask for anything more and you think you got everything, you'll stay where you're at. It's real simple. Most High not going to force you to grow. No, I have not seen The Wheel of Time yet. No, I haven't. I just really started watching The Witcher. I don't usually watch a lot of movies or TV shows. I mean, I used to, but it's just really difficult. I only have a limited amount of time. I'm trying to make more time. I'm looking at some Harry Potter movies as well. I mean, before I used to be able to sit down and just watch movies for hours and stuff like that, but it's just really difficult for me to do now. It's not that I don't want to, it's just, you know, I don't know, maybe my attention span's getting less, I don't know. I just kind of find other things to go and do and study and stuff like that. So, you know, it is what it is. Do the best that I can with the time that I have, you know. But as far as like just binge watching stuff, I don't usually do that, but I'm trying to get caught up with The Witcher. I want to get to season 2, so I'm trying to finish up season 1 first. And how exactly, you look at Lord of the Rings, I mean, I used to watch those movies all the time, over and over again. That's just how, you know, that's just like in my spirit. I'll watch things again and again, or I'll be doing something at the house and I'll just have it playing in the background, just kind of like listening to things. But yeah, it's just, it's beautiful though. You know, because now I'm sure many of us have had connections to many of these movies and a lot of this information, but we didn't realize that it was ours. That just shows you how the Spirit works, how the Spirit's been getting us prepared for this time right now. You know? No, brother, I didn't finish Game of Thrones either. I told you, man, I said, I'm trying to find time, but it's like, dude, I got all these books that keep coming in, and it's stuff I need to read, and these videos I need to make, and, you know, on top of that, you know, I still got the family, and I still got the kids and everything else, so it's like, I'm, you know, kind of busy. Yeah, thank you, I do, I feel much better. All praises to the Most High. You know, I said, so it's just a very time consuming. You know, I said, trust. I watched a little bit more of Game of Thrones, but I'm so far behind. And then brother's talking to me about The Witcher, so I jumped on that, and my son was like, "Oh, you haven't watched it? You haven't finished watching?" Yeah, my kids already watched it, but I haven't watched it yet. So I'm trying to get up. I'm trying to get up on game. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get on track. Yeah, Harry Potter. One of the subscribers emailed me and was talking to me about the first one and how like the wand had to pick like Harry Potter. Like the wand kind of picks who it wants to go to. And I kind of noticed that also in Doctor Strange, how his cape picked him. So same kind of thing. Like we got like understanding about how like these elements of magic or power are for certain people. It's not just for anyone who just wants to pick it up and get it, but they have to be called to it, and then whatever it is that they're using has to call them as well. Thank you, Ms. Abby. I'm working on it now. But you see the power. Like on that first episode when the princess or the granddaughter started screaming, and all of a sudden, she was definitely like making things shake, and she was showing like her power. She broke the land split. Those are the kind of things that I'm sure were really going on, but they've been definitely hiding that information. They don't want people to realize that those kinds of events were really taking place. Same here. I'm so excited about what's to come as well. I mean, like now it's like we're so opened up now to like a lot of information, a lot of understanding, and and that's how you have to be. You have to be willing to be open to the Most High and whatever it is He's going to want to show us. You know what I'm saying? Like He's the one that's got all this stuff set up for us. He's the one that got the whole plan set up, and we just think it's just crazy because people are so happy with basic, the basic instructions before leaving Earth, and they think that that's all that there is. And then they think they know it all. It reminds me. I'm sure if you guys have teenagers, you have teenage kids, you know exactly how this goes. This is like with these adults as well. Our teenagers, they get a little bit of information. Teachers teach them a little something in high school, and they swear they think they know everything, and they want to come to you and think they're going to teach you something. I said, bruh, you barely got an introductory level to some of this information, and you seem to think you know more than me. I got teenagers. We all say how we go through that phase. We went through that phase as well, thinking our parents didn't know anything, right? And then so they think they know. They get a little bit of information and think they know everything. Now this is the same thing with these people who get the Bible. Okay, I got a decent understanding of that. I know everything. I don't need anything else. I'm good. Same thing, like teenage kids. And there's a whole nother world of information, and they're totally not privy to, but they think they know everything. I say we've all had those, right? We've all had them, those teenagers that think like that, right? We used to be those teenagers too, I'm sure. I used to think I knew everything too. I could tell, my parents something, and I didn't really know much of anything, because the more information you get, the more you realize you don't know. The more you realize, hey, you know what? I don't really know much of anything. A lot of pride, exactly. We're dealing with a whole lot of pride right now. And I just laugh because it's actually really entertaining. It's kind of funny to listen to. People who don't read a lot of this stuff in this, they're trying to dismiss things that they don't really even have an understanding on. I said, but hey, if I don't know, I said, just if you don't read it, you don't know it. You want to tell everybody how much you know, but you don't really even know the information. I said, how can you sit there and tell what's good and what's not? And and now I'm kind of like thinking about, when they talk about the Inquisition, and they're talking about, we start reading a lot of these books, you start to realize they're going after magicians, they say. They're going after people that were practicing witchcraft, right? Well, they're not going after people who were doing witchcraft like that they approve of. They weren't going after people who did witchcraft on the left-hand side, right? So who are they going after then? You know, I said, you're never going after our people. We're going after the ones who were actually the ones who were the originators, of magic. They were the ones that were able to use it, on the right-hand side, and were very, very powerful. So they wanted to make sure that they were the ones that took all the credit for everything. They were the ones that were originators of everything. So it would make sense then that they'd be going after our people, right? No, but that would make sense to me. And they're not going to be just going after their own people. The devil's not going to persecute the devil, right? The devil's not going to persecute people who are doing his bidding, right? So the devil's going to be going after the people who are against him, his adversaries, right? So then that would make sense then that anyone who goes against, their doctrine, anything that they say, those are the ones that are going to be going after. So that makes like much more sense. A lot of these things are definitely witchcraft, and spells and things that are going on right now. So a lot of this stuff, like I said, is just them going. They're dealing with spirits. They're calling on their spirits. They're calling on their demons, to help them and to aid them, And I said, but we have not been adding. We have not been calling on our angels. We got angels that are here to assist us. Earthly Mother has her angels, Heavenly Father has his angels. There's angels that are set up all over the world, in their stations, ready to support us. Just like, I'm checking out some of the comments here. I mean, you got writings all over the place. Exactly. We all got our personal angels. We all got our angels that we can call on, that help us. We got angels that, the more I look back on my life, the more I realize that there's been angels, been there supporting me. They're supporting, and now that I'm more aware of it, when I ask for certain things, ask for a certain understanding, ask for certain things to work out a certain way, if it's the Most High's will, it'll work out. I said, so it's just it's amazing to see how all this is working and transpiring, Oh yeah, definitely. The angels. I said there's been information about the Enochian books written by Enoch dealing with the angels and things like that. So I mean, all this information, I said, it's out there. I said, and it's been waiting for the Most High for us to be released to be able to get it and get understanding. Definitely the angels, are definitely surrounding the nation. They're surrounding our people. Angels teaches, you read all in the Bible how the angels would show up and instruct people, instructed Joseph on languages. They would come in and give us understanding. I mean, but they're not going to be able to stop prophecy. I said prophecy has already been set. Exactly. We got to definitely ask them to help. And that's what we know. And that's what we're learning on. Like, how do we ask? Is there a certain protocol to asking? Is it just, sometimes you can just ask, but there's certain times there's certain kind of protocols, certain kinds of things that we need to do in order to ask. Because if you go into the scriptures, remember now, sometimes, like I want to say it was Esdras, like they told him to fast for a certain amount of days, don't do this, don't do that, purify yourself this way. I mean, there's all these there's protocol. See, and everyone wants to oversimplify it. Oh, just say it. That's it. There's other things. I said there's protocol to how you're supposed to interact with the angels and with the spirits and things like that. So it's not just always just ask. I mean, if sometimes if you have to that point, you just have to ask. Yes. But there's other things that if you want more powerful, interventions or certain things like that, you're going to have to do certain kinds of protocols. And I think that's what a lot of this information is about. Protocol. Figuring out how to make our prayers more powerful. And you start to think about everything that as they talk about, try to explain everything that we try to do as far as that is evil. That's all that they can do is, in order to keep you away from it, just call it evil. Call everything that you're doing, evil. I'm gonna sit here in the car real quick. I'm gonna set up the phone real quick so I don't have to hold it, so I can read a couple things to you guys. So hold on real quick. All right. I think that's better. better. Okay. Okay. Real quick. Turn this car back on real quick. You know, and something I want to talk about definitely is, you know, something kind of funny is just coming up with in Israel, okay? And it's always been this way, where like they make it seem as if, you know, you're educated or you speak a certain way that, you know, you're not really real. And it only people that are real are ones who, I don't know, have had it rough, gone through rough neighborhoods and have rough upbringings. And you know, and it's funny because if you really start to think about things, okay, they say, oh, if if you go to school and you speak proper, you know, you're speaking, you know, you're speaking white. You're acting like, you know, you're Oreo, you're, you know, you hear Latinos, you're coconuts, you're this, you're that, right? And it's funny because it's like, if you think like that, if you think that the more real you are is by being more ignorant and not speaking proper, or you know, acting like you're so hood and whatever else, you've fed into the lie of the Gentiles, and you've fallen into the lie of the Edomites. You see what I'm saying? Because who are the ones that they make sound you're speaking white? Well, hold on. White people weren't in those high positions to begin with. Israelites were in those high positions. Okay? So when you actually start speaking proper and you actually start you know, showing that you actually have some sense and that you can actually articulate yourself in a positive way, you're actually going back to your original state. You're going back to the original state that your people held. It's funny because when I just did that last video and it was talking about how all of these nations were coming to our universities. They were coming over here to Chichen Itza to learn from us. So then who are the ones that were in elevated positions? Who are the ones that could articulate themselves a certain way? Articulate themselves in a way that other nations aspire to be like you. That was you. So when you actually are speaking properly and you're articulating yourself, you know, well, and you're representing yourself in a positive light, you are actually not speaking white. You're not actually acting like a white boy. You're not actually acting like Gentiles. You are actually assuming your rightful position. You were the ones that everyone in the world wanted to be like. So when you're talking about how I'm real because I speak like a nigga and I do this, and that, and that's the way I've been, you know, you're perpetuating the lie that the white man has put on our people. That shows that you still are in that Edomite mindset of you black people are down here. That's where you guys have always been. You've never been at the top. And you're perpetuating the lie that the white man has been pushing now for hundreds of years. That shows that you haven't really grown, that you really haven't embraced your history, because your history is greatness. Your history is greatness. Your history is you were the teachers. So when I hear people saying that we're not here to educate, we're not here to educate. What are you talking about? Our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So therefore, our job is to educate our people and the world. So when I heard people saying that, I was like, we're not here to educate them. What the hell are we here for? We are here to educate. We are here to bring knowledge, understanding back to the world. So, like I said, so when you're saying things like, oh, you speaking white, I'm speaking like my forefathers did. It's not white. It's intelligent. It's it's pushing and showing how intelligent we are as a nation. We're not dumbass niggas and whatever else at the bottom of the barrel that don't know how to speak and don't know how to act. That's what they've told us. That's what they've been, and that's what they still tell us today. And you see why they do this, so that they can pretty much just, when you do say things, they can just blow you off. Oh, you know, that's what they did when we first got into this truth, right? When they used brothers like from GMS. They knew the Bible. They knew a lot of information. They couldn't be, you can't contend with the information they're bringing out, okay? But because of the way they were articulating themselves, many of them, not all of them, but the way they were articulating themselves, that's when the other nations can be dismissive of you. They're not even discussing the facts that you're bringing out. They're just dismissing you altogether because of the way that you were articulating yourself, which is fine, because it wasn't, maybe the message at that time wasn't for them. But a lot of them would be like, well, I'm real because this is how I speak, and this is, I'm keeping it hood, I'm like, okay, and that's cool. Maybe that's how you get into people, you are able to connect people on that level, okay? But not all of us speak like that. Not all of us are called to push, to share the Most High's will that way. You see what I'm saying? So when someone else comes and speaks it, and pushes the same message but a different way, that doesn't mean they're any less real. That just means that these people, this person here is going to, or is being used for a different audience. He's being used to target a different population group. But you see, like, when you don't embrace your original history of the fact that you were the teachers and that you are becoming the teachers again, and you are the ones that are going to be the light. If you're going to be the light, if you're going to be the people that are the pinnacle that everyone else is going to want to follow, then that would mean that you would carry yourself a certain way. That means exactly you're going to carry yourself a certain way that other people are going to aspire to. So I don't look at it like as, I had a rough upbringing. I don't speak well. I didn't finish school, so therefore I'm more real than you. That just shows you that, like, you're being used to target a certain group of people. You're being used to target a certain population. You're not being necessarily used to everybody, because not everybody wants to listen to that all the time. So therefore, when most likely going to use someone else to bring information out a different way. But you must realize who you were. You must realize that you were the pinnacles, our men and our women. Our women were the example for the other women of the world. Our men were examples for the other men of the world. Our society was an example of how things are supposed to be. When you think that your history is nothing but you being at the bottom, you not being educated, you not knowing much of anything, so therefore they can dismiss you. That's all that they want to do. They want to be able to dismiss the things that you say. They want to be able to dismiss, your idea. They want to be able to dismiss, the way you break down the Bible. That's what they've been wanting to do, and that's what they've been able to do all this time. It's just being very dismissive, right? It's like, oh, when I bring out information, oh, well, I think I will. Oh, well, you know what? You're totally wrong, because primary sources say this, and that, and they say, yeah, you guys were around, but you guys were brought on in Roman times on slave ships. You see, that's the BS that they've been pushing, so they can dismiss all the facts that I brought in all these different books. Yeah, that's just Afrocentrism, or whatever else. That's what that is. And let me help you black man, because you can't figure this out on your own. Let me help you out with this, because you're not smart enough, and I got the primary sources. Because I'm a teacher, and you're dealing with emotion and opinions. Until then, we say, okay, hold on. Let me get the primary sources that they're talking about, right? Oh, you mean Pliny, him, the one that was just copying pretty much all the stuff from the other Greeks? But where do they get their information from? Crickets. See, that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of when they can't just dismiss you. They can't dismiss the things that you're saying. That's when there's an issue. But as long as you act ignorant, and you act as if, the more ignorant I am, the more real I am, they'd be like, yeah, I'm not listening to anything this dude has to say. You see, and it's like, think of it. When I love Malcolm X. Watched the movie, you know about his life, about how he was at the beginning, right? How he was ignorant, he was going through the system, he was in a lot of trouble and things like that, right? When did he become dangerous? Was he dangerous when he was ignorant and going through the system? Or was he dangerous when he started to read and the Most High gave him that knowledge, understanding? He got that, you know, he was hella smart, hella articulate, and he could then start to share, you know, his information, but in an articulated way that the other people couldn't, you know, they couldn't go against. You see him doing interviews, and they would put him up against like these PhDs, and the dude Malcolm X would just shoot them down with words, just like damn. And that's when I'm like, okay, that's when you become a threat. Is when you are using your mind. You know what? Esau was given the sword. So he's exercising his sword. So you're not going to be destroying Esau with weapons or whatever else. That's his blessing at this point. Okay? What you battle with right now is you're battling with your mind. You're battling with, you know, your spirit, because you have a different spirit. You have the Holy Spirit. You're bringing things out with your mind. Malcolm X was like before his time. He was using his mind, and he was just cutting people left, right. It had nothing for him, because that brother, I said, was hell of smart, hell of articulate, and in his life you can see both things going right there. You can see how he was at the beginning, and how he was just, you know, ignorant, going through the system, just like most of us are. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm any better. I said I went through a whole bunch of stuff growing up, things like that as well. I said, but that's the way that they set the system up. Don't read, don't do this, don't study, no nothing else. I said when he went to jail, and he's got him with the, you know, the Black Nation of Islam, he started to expand his mind. He started to use his mind. That's when that brother became untouchable. So when I hear people saying that we're not here to educate, like, what the hell you think we're here for then? That's exactly what we're here for. We're here to take you from being the niggas at the bottom, the ones at the bottom that don't know anything, you know, when they say niggas, whatever else, they're talking about us being ignorant people. That's exactly what nigger means. Ignorant. That's what they want that's what they want us to be, so that therefore they can be dismissive. Because when the Most High wakes us up, they're not going to be able to contend with the information. So the only thing they can try to do is be dismissive. That's all that they can do. So even in the truth now, you know, we got people that, hey, some people study, some people don't. But some people that don't study seem to think that they know more than everybody else for right now. Hope you guys are back. This phone got a little hot. It's not even that hot. I don't even know how my phone overheats when it's not even that hot. Okay, how about now, you guys? Let me know when you guys can hear me. You guys can hear me again. It's good now? Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, my phone overheated. And it's like I said, not even that hot. It was just kind of sitting right here. But it got super hot here and whatever else. So you know how it is. You guys all know how it is. But you know, so we have to think about things from how we originated from, not how Esau wants to paint us as being originated from. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be thinking that because Esau is making it sound like we just been the stupidest people forever, and that we don't have much of a history, and that we didn't build anything, and that we didn't run these colleges, and that we weren't running these institutions. You see what I'm saying? So, and when you hear people talking like that, that just shows you that they're just perpetuating the lie that the Edomites have been pushing this entire time. They're perpetuating the lie that we don't know anything, and that they want to, they're the only ones that know anything, and that if we really want to know anything, don't listen to these so-called black men, but come to us. And then the thing is that they learned everything from us. They learned everything from our people. And that's what they've been trying to push. And they knew that we were going to wake up at this time. So if they knew we were going to wake up at this time, then they're going to sit there and make sure that they can, they want to control the narrative. They can control the narrative. So they want to still push the fact that we didn't know anything, And so if you really want to learn anything about how to make it to heaven, you got to go to them. If you want to know anything about the Bible, you got to go to them. If you want to know anything about prophecy, you got to go to them. But you look at, like, how they even teach the Bible. There's so much stuff that they just ignore. How are you going to ignore the fact that it talks about, you know, us waking up in the lands of our captivities in Baruch chapter 2? You know how they take care of it? Yeah, they take that book out of the Bible. It talks about, you know, the Most High, you know, putting us into slavery, but, you know, but the people who put us in slavery, they're going to go into slavery. Yeah, let's just not talk about any of that. You know, I said, that's how they deal with it. They just don't talk about it, or they ignore it. You know, I said, and those are just taboo subjects that they just don't even talk about and don't even bring up, you know? So it's just amazing to see how even in the truth, you still got people who are still pushing Edomite lies. You still got pushing Gentile lies. You know what I mean? But then it's funny because they want to act like they're the realist. They're the realist and they're the hardest, and, you know, and this and that. I'm like, okay, hold on. To me, someone real is someone that's going to do the will of the Most High, no matter what. They're going to do things of the Most High even when it's inconvenient, even when you might lose followers, you might lose prestige, you might lose, you're willing to lose your position that the Most High's put you in order to follow the Most High. You see, people want to act like they're so tough, but it's like their toughness and the way that they want to portray themselves is not the toughness of the Most High. The toughness of the Most High is following him no matter what. Following him when people are going to turn against you. Following him when people are going to speak ill of you. That's what like a ride or die is for the Most High. Not just talking about how hard you had it growing up. And I don't know much of anything. I haven't studied, so therefore I'm more real. That's the way the devil wants you to, you know, portray yourself as being real and being hard. And, you know, and always trying to like make jokes or whatever else about other information that other people are bringing out. But it's funny though, because you were the same ones that were making jokes about the Book of Mormon when I brought that out a long time ago. But now you seem to think that you're the ones that were used to bring it out. See, when I was used to bring out the Book of Mormon, it wasn't like there was all these people out here trying to, oh yeah, that sounds good. Oh yeah, no, they were the ones that were, many of the ones were like, oh hell no, this nigga's gone off, he's going crazy. No, I can't believe you know, he's going to hell, he's going this. And I'm like, okay, well that's fine. You know, I said, so that is what being hard is. That's what being down for the Most High is. That's what being a tough guy is. Being tough that you can follow the Most High and you don't care what other people say. You don't need a group of people behind you cheerleading you on. You can stand on your own 2 feet. You don't need other people's approval to do things. And I'm sure that's most of us that are here are definitely like that. Don't care what other people have to say. Don't care if you agree. Don't give a damn if you like it. Just like I'd done videos about, you know, marriages and whatever else, and I said, well, you know, I said in the Bible it talks about men have multiple wives, and some didn't, some had one wife, whatever else, and other people be like, you know, no, that's not how it is. I'm like, okay, well, that's what it says in the Bible, bro. So if people are not going to agree with it, that's cool, but this is what's in the book. Our societies now are different than what they were back then. I said, so it is what it is, but you will do what the Bible says and what it says. And many people are like, oh, well, that's what it says, but that's not what it means. Well, okay, well, that's your opinion, bro, but I'm going to go by what it says. I said, I will make videos on whatever the Most High wants me to make videos on, and if it's not convenient or whatever else, and people don't agree, that's okay. You don't have to agree. When I make those videos about polygamy, whatever else, I got plenty of women that did not like it and they got pissed off and I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. You can get pissed, but that's what's in here. You know, I said, and that's it. You know, I said, you can agree with it or don't, but that's what's in here. I said, and that's what, like, when, you know, you're not worried about trying to appease other people, you will do whatever it is that, you know, the Most High wants you to do. And that's it. But I just laugh, you know, at what people want to act like is tough based off of what this society says. You know, tough in this society is, you know, not crying and, being a tough guy and, being overly emotional. I said, not studying. That's a tough guy. That's a real one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a real one for us because they're scared of which ones are they scared of? They're scared of the ones who study. They're not scared of the ones who don't study. They're not scared of the ones who don't know anything. See, when you are at the job, which ones do you think they're more uncomfortable around? You think they're more uncomfortable around the ignorant person that doesn't know anything? No, that's the one that they want to say, oh, that's my best friend. That's my, I love black people. He's like my best friend. Yeah, the one that doesn't know anything. They love that black guy. They love that black man. The one that's, hey, oh yeah, dude, he's like I'm not racist. He's like my best friend. What are you talking about? The one that they don't like are the educated ones. The ones when they say something, you'd be like, yeah, that's not true. When they say stuff like, I work with some ish, and trust me, they feel very uncomfortable around me because I wear fringes to work. They'll speak, especially now because it's Hanukkah season, so they'll say certain things. I'll be like, yeah, well, you can find that here, or you can find that there, and they don't even know where this stuff's from. A lot of ish doesn't even know their own stuff. They like the fact that they're called the chosen people. But then when it's time to start asking some questions, they don't really know very much. And you can start just having I like to just mess with people sometimes. So I'll just say certain things and, kind of get a rise because they don't expect certain things to be coming out of a black man's mouth. They don't expect you to know much of anything. And when you actually show them that you do, that can make them very, very uncomfortable. And when because trust me, many of them know who we are. That's why it's really important for them to keep us ignorant. But when they see you walking around with fringes on, they know exactly what you're saying. When they see you walking around, holding yourself up high, knowing certain things, I said, that's what makes them very uncomfortable. So, and the Most High uses us in different areas. We all might be walking into the store, might have a conversation with someone, and you start bringing some knowledge, and that screws with people's heads. You know what I'm saying? We're all being used in different capacities, in different areas. So like I said, the Most High uses us to do different things in different places, to bring information, to bring understanding. But trust me, I said, the people that I work with, and I've dealt with for years, they love the black and brown people who don't know anything. They love those ones. I used to be one of those. I used to be the one, is always kind of happy and cool and funny and able to hang out with people, whatever else, before I got into this truth. Now it's like, yeah, I'm not the one getting invited to parties no more. I'm not the one that gets invited to birthday parties. I'm not the one to get invited to, hey, let's go hang out for the summer. Let's go do this, and let's go on a trip together. I'm not that guy anymore. I said, because exactly, I'm not entertaining anymore. I said, I'm not here to be nice. I'm not here, I'm here to do my job or whatever else, but I'm not here for any of that. And that's how we get used in different capacities in different areas, So, and that's exactly how this is. We're all being used different ways in different capacities, and but just to sit here and act as if everything is just one way, and that the only real ones have to act like this is just really comical at this point. Exactly. I'm not here to be friends. I'm not here to hang out. Our kids are not going to be going to summer camp together. None of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I said, because all I got to do is y'all start bringing up, because it's funny because they want to bring up their Christian BS, and I'd be like, yeah, no, that's not what that means. No, the scripture means no. Here's this other scripture says this. Oh, God so loved the world. Yeah, okay, now let's go to Isaiah 47. Let's show you what that meant, because that wasn't written at that time. That's what they were talking about. When you start talking about that, let's get this precept right here. No. That's when it's like, what? How the hell? What? I've never heard it before. Yeah, I know. We know your pastor, priest has never told you this before. I know. I said, we know that no one's told you any of this stuff before. And that's our job. That's why we're here to educate you. So when you hear people saying that we're not here to educate, well, maybe you're not. Maybe you're not going to be using that capacity. Maybe you're here to entertain. I don't know. I said, but me, I'm here to educate. I'm here to bring light to our people and to the chosen Gentiles that want to hear the truth. And many of you are the same way. So I'm not here to do a song and dance. I'm not here to, entertain you. I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm not here to, just, I'm not here for any of that. I said, I lived my life too long, trying to entertain people and make them like me. And that didn't work. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't me. And I'm sure many of us, before we were awakened, that's what we were, sometimes we were like, we're that black or brown person that, that they want to hang out with because it makes them feel good because, oh, I do have a black friend, this guy right here, he's really cool, this and that. But then once you start to actually get some understanding, you start to get something, I'm like, hold on. Y'all been lying to me about all this and y'all just sitting here just laughing and smiling in my face the whole time? Yeah, nah, this ain't working like this. So when I first got into this truth, I'm sure a lot of you guys, my boy's 12, I said we were going at it, talking to anybody, having conversations back and forth and arguments and whatever else back and forth, and it's like, you just realize these people don't know much of anything. And that's it. So it's like, but that's what we were used for at that time. And now it's like, okay, we're just getting more. I mean, like, bruh, at this point, it's like this. If you don't even know the Bible, at this point, like a lot of these Gentiles don't know the Bible. All you know is a couple of scriptures here and there. I said, you don't even get an opportunity to even have a conversation with us. I said, because we're so much further along than that. I cannot waste my time going back to preschool to have a conversation with you. And I'm sure that's how many of you feel as well. If you don't even care enough to even read the Bible that you say you love so much, then I'm not even going to try to. When they says, "Oh, you read the Book of Mormon," what? If you don't even know your Bible, let's not even have a conversation with the Book of Mormon, because we're not even going to go there. Oh, you read the Book of Enoch? Do you read your Bible? No. Okay. You know what? Just don't even worry about the Book of Enoch. Just stay where you're at. Okay. I said when you graduate from that, then the basics, then we can go forward. But if you don't even use your time to study that, I said I'm not wasting my time. And it's like us as the chosen people have to learn to value our time and to value access to who we are. Not everyone gets access to who you are. Not everyone, deserves access to have a conversation with you. You see what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing. Brothers and sisters, I said, not everyone deserves to have access to you. Because when you know your worth, just like we were the teachers, we were the instructors. I can't go to a college and just say, hey, I want to speak to this doctor. I want to speak to this, this professor. I want to speak to this. They're like, no, I have office hours. You can sign up for office hours. And if I can find some time for you, then I'll give you some time. You need to start getting into that mindset with people. You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I go people to be like, oh yeah, I try to get a hold of you. Yeah, I got you. I said, but my time is not just, I'm not the pastor. I'm not I'm not getting paid to sit here and be here to consult every little thing and hear every little thing. I said, that's not me. Okay? And that's not many of you as well. I said, you guys are so much further ahead than, a lot of other people. It's like, and the devil will send people like that to you just to occupy your time. I had that. I learned that. Brother 12 knows. I was speaking to this one lady. I said, we were cool. Our kids used to play softball together. I thought we were cool, whatever else. And this woman was constantly emailing me or messaging me back and forth all the time. And I'm like, don't you have a husband? Why don't you run this stuff by your husband? Why are you always over here, Reverend Big I said, why are you always over here? I said, does your husband does he not mentally stimulate you enough or what? Because you're always over here. But this woman just kept coming. Well, I show her this and she want more. And I'm like, dude, I said, you need to go talk to your husband. I said, this is not going to work. But I did this for like a couple of years. And I'm just like, you know what? I wasted all this time talking to her and it did not do anything. It was just a distraction. Well, I mean, it was good for me. I mean, I sharpened my sword, getting more information, getting more understanding, whatever else. I said, but it was a waste of my time trying to talk to this woman for all this time. And I just learned a lesson that, hey, not everybody is worth your time. And as a nation, we need to, she was funny, right? I was like, energy vampires, exactly. And it's like, it's what you got. So you just gotta like understand your worth. And I just think as a people, we need to understand that. There's certain people that it's just not really worth your time having these conversations with, because it's not going to change them. And the devil sends a lot of them to you just to take you away from other studies, take you away from other things that are actually more important. But see, we don't do that because of the way Esau set this up. See, when you think that you were ignorant and you think that um, you started out as being ignorant, and you started out as being hood, and you started out as being, this is how you all started, and then all of a sudden you got a little bit of information. Now all of a sudden you kind of feeling kind of private, like, hey, you know what? I know a little something now. So if anybody ever wants to talk to me, come on over. All comers, come on over, and we'll discuss this, and that. Now, when you were at the bottom and you got raised up a little bit, you kind of felt like, okay, I got a little pride now. I kind of, okay, I got this. When you realize that, hold on, I'm up here, you're down here, and you constantly wanted to ask me questions, I said, that's going to take me from ascending more. Nah, I'm good. But see, when you don't have that mindset, when you don't understand the fact that we were already up here, the Most High brought us down here, but we were already up here. And Most High's bringing us back up here. It's not like now, okay, now I'm going to be, hey, I'm going to have a conversation with, no. You know what I'm saying? So it's just knowing your worth as a nation, knowing your worth as a people. We are the teachers. So therefore, if you want us to give you our time, you need to show us respect. It's not, and that's the thing. The other nations don't respect us as well as they shouldn't, because they have been taught that we are nobody. We are nothing. So therefore, we need to project the fact that we are something, project the fact that we are the Most High's children, and to project the fact to these other nations that, we are the light of the world. So therefore, I don't need to waste my time. If you don't want to learn it, that's cool. Do you? I said, but if you want to learn this, and it's something that Most High's opening you up to, then you show me the proper respect. I'll show you the respect, and then we can work together. But it's all about respect. And if they think that you're nothing, and they think that you don't know anything, and they think that you come from nothing, then therefore they don't have to respect you. And that's when we have to be reprogrammed. And that's the whole thing. I said, we are the kings and queens that the Most High has placed on this earth. And once you understand that, then you understand that not every peon, not every jester gets to come and hang out with the king and the queen. And before we didn't realize that, we were entertaining jesters and everybody else, peons and whatever else, because we just felt that we were like that before. We've always been like that, and we need to appease these people. We need to get them to agree with us. And it's like, well, I don't need you to agree with me. I could care less. I could care less if people agree, right? If you know that you're a king, if you know you're a queen, then why do you need other people's approval? You don't. If you know that the Most High has told you, if your father has told you that you are this, if your father has told you that you are that, then what other approval do you need? If the Most High has shown you that you are this, if the Most High has shown you that you are my son, if the Most High has shown you that you are my daughter, then what do you care what Joe Schmo says behind your back? You don't. You see? Why do you need other people to give you approval? When all I need approval I need is from my Father. I got that. I know who I am. Know thyself. Like someone just put right now. Know thyself. I know that I'm the son of the Most High. So therefore, I don't need approval from anybody else. And that's what they don't want. They want you to always need their approval. They want you to be dependent upon going to them. Oh, they said I can't read these books, so I'm going to stay right here. Because you think that you come from down here and you need their approval. You need their approval to ascend. That's pretty much what they've been, if you think of it. Like if you thought you were a slave and you thought that, you being down is the best thing and that's all that you are, and being hood is being real, then you need their approval to ascend up here. You're trying to, and they're saying, okay, $66, you can go here. Well, can I read more? No, I can't go anymore. Why not? Because you say so? Oh, because I said so. Okay, all right, I'll just stay here. If you know that you got your father who says you are my son, then it's like, oh, okay, then I can come up here? Yes, you're my son. You're supposed to be up here. You were never supposed to be down here. You were down here for a punishment, but that's not where you're supposed to be forever. You're supposed to be up here. So then you're up here, and now the ones who were trying to keep you down are like, oh no, you need to come back down here. No, my daddy says I'm good up here. No, come down here with the rest of us. No, I'm cool. You're good down there. If that's where your daddy leaves you, then that's cool. But I'm staying up here. So that's, you know, what is really, that's why you really got to understand that. You really got to understand that. Don't start with a history of our people where they told you it is. There's a reason why they don't let us read books. There's a reason why they don't let us know our history. Right? I said, there's a reason why. There's a reason why they try to make it sound like you being, the more down you are, you know, and the more ignorant you are, and the less that you know, and the worse, you know, if you don't articulate yourself, that's better. That's good. Now you understand why. Because then you're dependent upon them to ascend. You're dependent upon them to give you approval to ascend to higher levels. And you can see it easily. I said, I just crack up with people who always talk about how hard they are and how real they are, but they follow all of the Gentiles' rules. You know, I said, they didn't bring out the Book of Mormon. I said, because Esau said you couldn't. Just agreeing with it after the fact doesn't do anything. You weren't able to think outside of the box. You weren't used to think outside of the box. You were not used to bring out new information. You just tagged along after the fact. That doesn't mean that, you know, you've done anything. So the Most High is the one, he's trying to get us to ascend. He's trying to get us outside of the playground. And if all you do is play inside the playground, then then what are you doing? What are you doing? You know, I said, so if you just, okay, yeah, you got the Bible, you got the Book of Mormon, you got the second stick. Okay, there's more. There's still more, as that wasn't it. Which is cool. And it's funny because people act like, why? I'm not going, I'm staying here. People thought I was going to go with them. I'm like, who asked you to come with us? No one asked. It's like, no one asked. We go and do our own thing. We go do our own thing. We don't ask people. If people choose to stay where they're at, cool, stay where you're at. But don't make it seem as if we asked you to come and you said no. You know, I'm like, no, we didn't ask you to come. This is where we're called to go. So if we're called to go here and you're not called to go there, then you just, hey, this is your stop. This is where you get off. We still got places to go. We still got trips to take. We got things to do. I said, but if you decided you're not going, then that's cool. You know, you want cookies for staying stuck? Hey, that's cool. Okay. But we got other things to do. We got a bigger fish to fry. You know, I said, Most High has given us so much more understanding, and we're going to be reading some. I'm probably going to do it today, but we're definitely going to start reading some. I'm going to make sure that it's okay, to read some from the Zohar. Okay, you got the Zohar, so we're going to start to try to read some from here as well. Okay, so we're definitely going to be reading some of this. I do want to read a little bit. I'm going to try to do this, you know, see if I'll be able to do it. It's called the concealed wisdom in world mythology. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to set this. I don't want to set it there because it's going to get hot again. Okay, let's do this. Let me see if I can set it up this way. Hold on. Damn, this thing is stuck. All right. This is why I did not want to put it on my dashboard, because then it's going to get stuck. Kid's like, oh yeah, you can get it off, Dad. Yeah, okay. Hold on. All right. And that's what I said. I did not want to put this, and leave a mark on my car. You know, kids, man. You know, you listen to the kids, and then they tell you certain things. Oh yeah, I won't leave a mark. Yeah, it's left a mark. That's okay though, because they're gonna be cleaning it later. Yes, James, my email, I usually put it in the description box. Trabajuda0@gmail.com. Caught me off the spot, bro. Okay, hold on, let's see if I go to this route. Okay, so let me get this real quick. You know what, I was meaning to make a video on it, but I'm just gonna read some of it, okay? Because it kind of talks about the serpent, all right? And trolls in the chat. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some people to monitor my chat here. All right, so this part right here. You know what? Actually, I can turn it the other way. Huh? Hold on. Oh, sweet. Look at that. All right. And of course, my hand's in the way, huh? The rod of Moses, okay? The rod of Moses turned into a serpent. Exodus 4:1. Okay, you guys got that right there, right? Okay. So it's going to give a little bit more information here, okay? It says, in this chapter, the symbol of the serpent is once more introduced into the narrative, in which it is made to play an entirely supernatural part. A rod in the hand of Moses, okay, is made by the Lord to turn into a serpent and back to a rod. A most deeply occult revelation in those days, completely confined to the sanctuaries, is made in this chapter. For the actual means is revealed whereby the soul or noumenon of both universe and man is extricated from enmeshment and matter. The symbol of the serpent is susceptible in many interpretations: exoteric, esoteric, and occult. Okay, and for the most part, most of us are talking about the exoteric, because that's all the understanding that we usually get from the churches. Okay, exactly, like a magic stick, exactly. Okay. In general, it is the symbol of both wisdom and the wise, who in the sacred language are frequently referred to as serpents. The Nagas of Hindu literature are none other than the ancient rishis, liberated yogis, or adepts. The serpent is chosen as a symbol of wisdom for various reasons. It glides secretly, and for the most part unseen on the surface of the globe, just as wisdom, whether revealed or on high or inborn, is a concealed power, potent either in to illumine if rightly employed, or to destroy if misused. So see, wisdom can be used both ways. It can be used to illuminate, but it can also be used to destroy. Okay, the smooth sinuosity of the snake and of its movements not inaptly portrays the harmonious and rhythmic self-expression of wisdom in both the universe and the man in whom it is awake and moving, is enlightened from within or secretly. You see that? And we are enlightened from within, secretly. Many people don't, like I said, we walk around at our jobs, we work around in society, but these people don't know exactly who are the ones that are illuminated and who are the ones that are not. The only way they know is the way that we speak, the way that we carry ourselves, the things that we do. That's how we show if we have been illuminated or not. And that could be a scary thing for the other nations, because they think they can go around saying whatever they want, but they don't realize who's around them and who who really knows what's going on and who doesn't, you know. Let's continue here, okay? The serpent regularly sloughs in its skin. Despite this seasonal change, the reptile itself is unchanged, okay? But appears in a new and glistening covering. So wisdom, while it's remaining ever the same in essence, is self-manifest in ever new forms, none being able to hold it permanently, okay? And the serpent's tongue is forked or bipolar. I like this part, okay? So also is wisdom, being susceptible of degradation into low cunning employed for meanest motives, or of elevation into lofty intuition, according to unselfish ideals. So that's so true. Like, you know, wisdom can be used either way. Okay, the serpent's tongue is forked or bipolar. So also is wisdom, being susceptible of degradation into low cunning employed for meanest motives. So you can use wisdom for mean motives. You can use it, you know, to act as if, you know, you got a little bit of wisdom and you know more than everybody and they only need to listen to you. So you can use it for selfish reasons as well. You know, so susceptible of degradation into low cunning employed for meanest motives. So you can get a little bit of understanding, and you can use it for mean motives. You can use it for selfish motives. Doesn't mean just because you have wisdom that you're using it for good things. You can also use it for bad things. Okay? So right there, meanest motives, or of elevation into lofty intuition according to unselfish ideals. So if you're unselfish, you're going to use wisdom to help people to go higher. So you can see how wisdom can be used either way. You can use it. You can use wisdom to control people. You can use wisdom to make people only listen to you. You can use a little bit of wisdom to make people think that you're the only person that can lead them somewhere. Or you can use wisdom in an unselfish way in order for people to get wisdom for themselves and to ascend to higher, to more lofty aspirations. It all depends on how you want to use it. Okay? Snake venom can destroy or heal according to its use and dosage. So also wisdom, which when degraded poisons the soul, but which when rightly used is an antidote for many ills. So you can see how it can be used. Wisdom can be used many different ways. The eyes of the serpent are compelling, even hypnotic. Wisdom, once awake in an individual, brooks no resistance, breaks all bonds, and ultimately rules with impelling power. The wise also are irresistible in their might, even though appearing to be lowly and making no claim to high regard. Nevertheless, they live near to the source of life, just as a serpent lives near to the roots and seeds of living things. So that's another thing. So you just start to really, these are a lot of the esoteric meanings of these scriptures, of just the stake. Look at all these different things that you can pull out, of the attributes of a snake, of a serpent. You get all this other information. Look at the serpent's tail. Let's take a look at that one right there. When the serpent's tail is in its mouth, okay, we're actually gonna stop on that part right there. I'll let you read it on your own. I'll just leave it there so you can pause it if you guys want. I said, but you can see how wisdom can be used though for good and for evil. So just like magic, you can use magic for good and for evil. It just depends on what's in your heart. So if you want to use wisdom to grow or to help other people grow, you can do that. If you want to use a little bit of wisdom to bind people, hold people down, keep them from ascending, keeping them stuck, you can do that too. Okay, how do we defeat? Yeah, this is just J guy. Let's just remove him. There we go. Hold on. Just remove him. Here we go. There we go. Okay, just let me know. I'll get rid of some of these people. Because they said we don't have to worry about these people that come in and say certain things. It ain't worth it. Worth our time. Okay. All right. So here we go. So like I said, that's just one book. I have a couple of other ones, and what we'll do is we'll do more lives, and I can actually we can start to read some more things and going through things as well, like this way. Probably definitely be doing videos as well, but we can do some lives and go through some things. But I've been meaning to make a video on that, just talking about the serpent. That book I got online. I said is you just kind of have to look. If you're online, you kind of you find one book and it'll give you like other options and other books. So I'm constantly looking at different books and looking at other information. And exactly, but he's wise as a serpent, exactly. And see, and these are the esoteric things. These are the things that are hidden, like the Zohar. Like that's like a lot of the esoteric information, the deeper meanings of things. It's not just you read Exodus 4 and you just look at the stuff. The serpent means so many different things. Esoteric science and philosophy, exactly. And those are a lot of the things that they've gotten. They've gotten our information, and that's why they make it seem as if they're the ones that have been holding on to all this information. They're the ones. 23 volumes. That's what I ended up getting was there's 23 volumes for the Zohar. The one that looks like this is like the first abridged English version. This one right here. Okay. No, I haven't gotten that one by Brother Main just yet. No, I haven't gotten that one yet. I just saw it a couple days ago. Multiple meanings, and that's exactly what this is. I mean, there's so many more meanings to things, and that's why it's difficult, you know, because most people only have the exoteric understanding. Okay. Can some of us get a bed wench, Big Judah? Okay. Let's remove that one. All right. So, are we in our kingdom right now? You got people with these questions. You know what I'm saying? Are we in our kingdom? Are we in our are we in the way we did things? Yeah, and but that's the whole thing. That's what you get from a lot of these people. You'll get like just dumb questions because, you know, they don't think for themselves. They just want to be funny. And that's okay. You know, you can be funny, man. You just be funny somewhere else. That's all. You know, like I said, your Bible says, and that's the thing with the scriptures. They say multiple things. They say one thing here, they might say something else here, because people have, you know, free agency. Certain people can do certain kings could do certain things. Other people couldn't do certain things. It all depends, and the Most High doesn't deal with everyone the same way. And see, but see, that's what you get. Universal is you get these churches that tell you, oh, everybody is going to be like this. Everything's going to be like that. It's the only way it's going to be is this way, and that's exactly what it is. Moderator. No, that's not what they said, but okay. Not a bed, but a moderator wrench. Oh my goodness. But yeah, you know, it's just funny. But that's just people for you, though. The Zephyr gets gets into and explains tarot. Yeah, okay, cool. And, you know, and I saw one. I want to say it was a first edition, and it was like $7,700. You know, I said, so like I said, just you start to see how expensive, yeah, the wrench. So, you know, it's just the way things, you know, are, right, as far as this information. You know, they've been keeping it away from us. Yeah, I would love fellowship with everybody here too. It's a beautiful, beautiful time. It's a beautiful opportunity for us all to kind of come together and spend some time together. I don't know which ones are the best wands to buy. You can make your own wands as well. I know Yeshua, the unifier, I think he was talking about like certain kinds of woods and things like that, so you don't have to necessarily buy one. I mean, that's it. Hey, Sister Lisa, great seeing you. Shalom. You know, it's a beautiful thing. It's all about just spending some time together, everybody get a chance to kind of come in here and ask questions. We're going to have people who come in and say stupid stuff. It is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, if you weren't called and you're not the people, wouldn't you come in and try to mess with people? wouldn't you guys? You know what I'm saying? If it's not for you and you don't understand anything, you're just going to come in and try to cause havoc. That's what the other nations have always done. They always try to come in and try to cause havoc. Just ignore them. I didn't waste my time. Remember, where are we at up here? Don't let the peons bother you. Just yeah, whatever. Because a lot of times I just laugh. It's because it's not really. It's just most of the stuff they say. Some of it's funny. Some of it's pretty funny. You know, and that's it. It's a sign of jealousy. I don't. You know, before you might maybe get a little upset, but now it's like, man, whatever, man. I know who my father is. I know what he's called me to do. And if you know you want to joke about certain stuff and think stuff's funny, oh, that's cool. We're gonna see who's laughing at the end. You know, people want to talk mess about the magic and talk mess about the wands, and hey, that's cool, man. You know, hey, stay where you're at, man. I'm glad you got off the bus. I'm glad you're cool where you're at. Whatever else, man. We'll see exactly what the Most High, you know, has planned. All I know is that, you know, Most High's been working with me my whole life, and he's been working with me in this truth, and he's been guiding me this whole time. So a lot of those people who are making fun now about the wands and whatever else, they were the same ones making fun about the Book of Mormon. And where they at now, right? I said they were the ones I'm sure are making fun. Oh, Book of Mormon, that's not right. I'm Bible only. I only believe in the Bible. But who was right and who was wrong at that time? The Most High was correct. Right? So it's like, you know, it's just funny how people they seem to forget that, you know, that a lot of these people were the same ones that were talking mess about the Book of Mormon. And now they're talking mess about something else. And it's okay. I said they're gonna be exposed again. as well. But when you like, Yeshua the Unifier had a really good line. I was just listening to it yesterday, and when you say certain things and you make certain claims, you paint yourself in a corner. And when you paint yourself in a corner, it's really, really difficult to admit that you're wrong, to admit that you might have made a mistake. And you got yes men around you that just tell you what you want to hear. They don't tell you anything else. I got a lot of people that don't, don't speak up for themselves. So then, it's cool. You stay there. I said, but don't sit here and make it seem like, you didn't, this was not a replay of what something that just happened a couple years ago. I said, all this is a replay, except the Most High is taking us to another level. And if brothers and sisters who want to go on that other level, beautiful. If you don't, hey, you're still my brother, you're still your sisters. You said you're this is where you're gonna stay, and that's cool. You want to make jokes and whatever else? Trust me, we can make jokes about, many jokes of a lot of things that come out of a lot of these people's mouths. I said, but just know your worth. Know the fact that if you're the son, if you really believe that you're the son or daughter of the Most High, then that's all the approval that you need. You don't need approval from other people. And when you understand that, then you understand that certain people are not worth your time and not worth, they don't get the opportunity to spend time with you, to talk to you, to get under your skin, because they're not worth it. And that's all part of that church doctrine about how we're all the same and we're all equal. And we all deserve the same respect. Well, we haven't gotten respect. We haven't gotten respect from the churches. When we come up with another doctrine of the Bible, they don't respect that, right? So we got to respect them, but they don't have to respect us. That's pretty much what you're saying. That's pretty much what you're saying. So, and that's okay. Now we don't need you to approve anything we say. And now those are the real OGs, the one who can walk away from everybody else and do their own thing. Those are the ones that are the ones that they worry about. Those are the ones that the other nations worry about. They don't worry about the ones that are still playing in the playpen that they've set up. If you're still in the playpen they set up, then what do they have to worry about you? They have to worry about the ones that have moved outside of the playpen, who are now looking at them side-eye like, what the hell? And who are reading for themselves with the Holy Spirit. Those are the ones that they're worried about. They're worried about the Malcolm X later in life. They're not worried about the Malcolm X early in life that was in the playpen. They worry about the one when he got out of the playpen and he started to be moved by the Holy Spirit. He started to get more understanding. He was not, he wasn't set to only stay in the areas that they said. He wasn't confined to those areas anymore. Once he moved out of that, that was the Malcolm X that they were worried about. And that's what we have here right now. We have Malcolm X's all over the place in this truth that have now moved outside the playpen. They see who the real ones are. The real ones are the ones that have moved outside the playpen. The ones that aren't scared to, you can't scare us by saying, oh, you're going to go to hell. Okay, I guess I'm going to hell then. Because that's all they use, right? They've used that, oh, you're going to hell because you're doing this. You're going to hell because you're doing that. Even though that's not even a concept that we had. That's a concept that they made in the church. That's what they made in the church to control you. And many people still like to be controlled. Many people still like to be controlled, but act like they're not. Remember, most of us, many of us here, in this demographic, have listened to X-Clan, listened to Public Enemy. And they talked about the white man. They talked about the white man this and the white man that. But the white man doesn't care because the white man knows who he is. But if you're going to use those kinds of things, but you're going to still lead people astray, then they're cool with that. If you're still, using X-Clan and he's saying about this and cavemen and da-da-da-da-da, but you're still leading you to Africa and leading you away from here, he's cool with that. If you're listening to Public Enemy, I still listen to Public Enemy. I still listen to X-Clan. I said, I love the beat, I love the music, whatever else. I said, but they're using the fact that we were slaves. You can't trust this. And it's about everything started with slave ships and, and then 400 years. Our history did not start with slave ships, but they'll let you believe that because they want to keep you down here. So that when you get a little bit of knowledge and you come up a little bit, you'll be like, oh, well, I'm gonna, they're gonna respect me, and they're gonna respect me because I have a little bit of knowledge now. So I'm gonna talk to everybody. I'm gonna, I said they'll let you use that whole concept of talking mess about white people for that reason, as long as it's still leading you astray. It's when you've now gone up here and you're like, I don't need you. I don't need you to teach me anything. I don't need your approval. Those are the ones that they're concerned with. And you got people even in the Hebrew community, they're not about, they say they're not teachers. They're about entertainment, I guess, apparently. But I'm here to teach. I'm here to learn from the brethren, from the family, from the sisters. I learn from brothers and sisters. I'm here to learn, and I'm here to share knowledge. Because we were destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So therefore, us returning, getting that knowledge once again is what's going to break us, you know, from these bonds. It's going to keep us from being destroyed and elevate us back to the positions that we were in the first place. Great seeing you, family. We're definitely going to do this again this week, all right? I'll have some more time this week, so we're doing this more, and more videos are coming, Most High willing, and it was a beautiful time for us to hang out together. All praise is the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.